Hello and welcome back to some more F1 2020 and part 26 of my team career mode with Jordan GP Mercedes. Today we have the Chinese Grand Prix and we've had a very special upgrade to the car. We've had the new chassis upgrade come in, and that's going to have a real good impact on the car as we head into this weekend. The fuel tank positioning has come through, as well as the engine cover. So both of those have come through. You can see we've got the fourth best chassis. We've got two upgrades scheduled for the coming Grand Prix as well, which will hopefully take us to the best chassis on the grid, which would be absolutely amazing if we could pull that off. My next focus would then be trying to get these aerodynamics sorted as well. So with that in mind, I have went ahead and upgraded the facilities a little bit. I've got the fabrication hopefully going to be coming in for the 26th of April, and then we can bring in more upgrades for the aerodynamics department, which is absolutely awesome. So thank you for all the support on the series so far. Make sure you keep hitting that thumbs up button down below. 100 likes on this video would be greatly appreciated for these massive upgrades. Hopefully we're going to see a big upturn in car performance. We're the fourth best team on the grid now, so we really should be aiming to get both cars into Q3 and get some solid points. So let's see how we get on in qualifying. Well, here we are coming up to the final corner then. We go a little bit wide as we come up to the line. It's a 1:32.1, which puts us 5th for the moment ahead of Mick Schumacher, but we can, and of course probably will, do a lot better than that, but we will have to come out again, I think, after going wide there at the final corner. It was a scruffy lap overall. The car's feeling really good so far this weekend. We're looking forward to seeing what the potential is. Here we come then into this final corner. A little bit better through there this time, and we come up to the line 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths quicker, but only 14th. That's not necessarily completely safe, but we certainly don't have enough fuel to get round again. But hopefully that will be enough to get through to Q2. Yes, there you go. We are through to Q2, a second off our teammate Sergio Perez, who was in 5th position at 1:30.8. So that is much more the potential of the car, and hopefully we'll unlock it in the next session. Well, that's a bit of a problem at the start of Q2. We've got an oil pressure fault, so that's going to keep us out of the first 4 minutes of the session, but hopefully we should get out there for a time soon. Right then, we hit the final corner perfectly this time, come up to the line, but still only a 1:31.8, which is 11th of course, but still a second off what Perez did in Q1. You can see Perez up there in 9th place. We're going to have to do a lot better to get through to Q3 here. Not entirely sure what's going on and why we can't possibly get into that top 10. Here we come then up to the line. What's it going to be? It's only 14th, I think. That's disappointing. We had harboured hopes for both cars to be in the top 10, but I don't think Perez made it either. And that's a very disappointing Q2 for us, and only a 10th behind Perez in the end. But both cars missing out on Q3. Big shame, but I suppose it gives us plenty of flexibility in the race.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3 mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles an hour, with DRS assisting the cars down the back straight before they brake into the sharp hairpin at turn 14. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Albon, Kvyat, Ocon, Magnussen, and Lando Norris, Bottas, Perez, Carlos Sainz, the captain, Gasly, Stroll, Nicholas Latifi, and Mick Schumacher, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Russell, and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Well, here we are down on the grid then for this Chinese Grand Prix. Obviously quite a disappointing qualifying in the end, considering, you know, we are in theory the fourth best team. Both cars out in Q2, just couldn't quite hook the perfect lap together, and
it might be difficult getting out of the midfield today based on your last race result. Let's see what you can do.
Might be worth actually starting on the medium tyres, just because I think that's going to be the better race tyre today. So stint 2, stick it on softs, and then mediums. We don't want, there we go, remove stint. So we probably want to go reasonably far on the medium tyres, and then try and run the last few laps on the soft tyres. I think that's going to be how we keep the most pace in the cars. I mean, potentially if we look at doing the mediums then hards, but no, I think mediums then softs. But on lap 9, I think that's going to be the perfect strategy, so let's go for that one. I think we've found that our car is pretty fuel efficient, so let's stick just a little bit more fuel in the car, and let's get into the race. So you can see everyone around us is on the soft tyres, so already going with a slightly different strategy.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
So obviously turn 1, big overtaking zone, big chance to get up into that top 10 hopefully, or at the very least hold our position if our initial getaway isn't strong. But you know, I'm hoping our race pace is going to be a lot stronger than the pace we showed in qualifying. But it just shows us there's a lot of work to do, a lot of upgrades to get.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
You know, we have to make sure that we get the very best setup on the car as well, and maybe this weekend went in a slightly wrong direction with it, and but we're still very close to Perez on pace. But again, he's out-qualified us, so 4 races in a row we're starting the race behind our teammate, and that's good. You know, it's good that he's pushing us so hard, but we need to show some improvement soon, otherwise Eddie Jordan will be giving me the boot, buying back his share and giving it to Perez instead. But you know, hopefully we'll be able to get going today. I think this is exactly the sort of track that suits us in the race, where we've got plenty of overtaking spots, and I'm looking forward to it most definitely. Trying to stay Carlos Sainz here, but here we come, reforming the grid after this final corner, and obviously the black Mercedes is now in the game, so I'm not sure we'll really get to see it today, but obviously we've seen it, the race suits, and it is a beautiful car, so looking forward to seeing that hopefully in the near future. Obviously by the end of this season I want to be winning races and getting podiums, but for the moment I'll be happy with points. So here we go, ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go here in Shanghai. It's a decent getaway off the grid for us, but second phase of the start is always where we struggle the most, and wow, somebody round our outside there trying to make contact, and well, apparently we get warned for that collision with Gasly. I disagree with that, and we're down the inside now of Carlos Sainz, and we're through safely. See a big braking zone coming up ahead. Well, having a look down the inside there. Magnussen stopped a little bit abruptly, but that's okay. So Magnussen up in 10th position, believe it or not, in the Haas car. But we're in 11th, ahead of our teammate Sergio Perez. So following the same pattern as the last couple of races. Managed to get ahead of Perez at the start of the race. Now then, big chance to get past Kevin Magnussen here. We're right in his slipstream. Are we going to be able to do anything? Maybe not. There's Bottas in the black Mercedes, so we do actually get to see him. And Magnussen goes to the inside, going defensive, and he locks up, but we manage to outbrake him. And we're through. We'll settle for that. Up to 10th place now.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Now obviously Bottas is going to easily pass us, you would think, but we don't want to battle him too much. Well, a decent start, up in 10th position and getting a point as it stands. Well, here comes Bottas around the outside. Well, we try to hold our position, but can't quite manage it. So Bottas through. We're back down to 11th. Our teammate Sergio Perez just behind us.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
Well, you join me on lap 6 of this Grand Prix. You can see Perez is right behind us now, and we're up to 3rd courtesy of the pit stops that people are making. But I'm hoping that, you know, now we're on the same tyres, most of the grid will be able to put in a similar pace to them. You know, hopefully Perez's soft tyres are dropping off a little bit now, and we'll be able to stay in front of him through the pit stop phase. You know, tyres feel good, and I'm certainly happy with how things are going at the moment, and hopefully we'll be able to come back at people on the soft tyres later on. Right then, coming into the pits at the end of this lap, and we got Lewis Hamilton right behind us. He's got DRS. There's no way that we're going to be able to keep him behind. But he has decided to chuck it down our inside and risk everything.
We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
That's fine. So here we come into the pit lane then. And we're in. So, where are we going to come out? That is the question. Goes Ocon.
Go now.
Wait, that's 12th by the
Look
looks
after
of
these
it.
tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
So, definitely lost positions, but how many can we make back in the next 5 laps?
Our gap to the car in front is 3.2 seconds.
Well, as you can see, we're already within 2.5 seconds of Sainz in front. And Norris isn't too far in front of him. We're set purple first sector there. Let's see how we do through this second sector. This is where we really struggle to set good times. Green through the second sector. And here we come onto the main straight. 2.1 seconds behind Carlos Sainz. The first sector is where we're going to make up most of our time. We've got 3 laps left after this. How much time are we going to make up in this final sector? There's yellow flags. I'm not entirely sure who's out of the race. We'll come up to the line. Giovinazzi out of the race, and that's fastest lap.
Fastest lap of the race.
So let's keep pushing.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, 2 laps to go. We're now in the DRS range of Carlos Sainz, pushing so
We're leading our
hard here.
teammate by 11.6 seconds.
Well, coming on to the final lap of the race.
Final lap of the race.
We're going to have to try something now if we are to get through on Carlos Sainz. A little bit of contact. But I think we should have the grip. He's got the traction. Should be able to get the move done. Down the inside we go. And now right behind Lando Norris. Sainz still there on the outside. Good little battle. Lando Norris just ahead.
Less than a
I'm
lap
not sure
of fuel
we're gonna
now.
have
The
enough.
tank is empty.
I think we're too far back. I think we're far too far back to get a break on Lando Norris, as Lewis Hamilton has won the Chinese Grand Prix. I don't think we're going to quite get points here, but what a race it's been. It's so close all the way to the end. We come up to the line and we finish in 11th place.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
It's a performance to be proud of from our Chinese Grand Prix winners today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. So let's review the updated driver standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the boring choice at this point, but you can't argue that he's a driver deserving of his reputation.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Our championship leaders retain their position, but their lead is shrinking. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Well, there you have it then. Lewis Hamilton wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Leclerc finishes second, Vettel third, Verstappen fourth. Ricciardo an excellent fifth for Renault. Ocon seventh, really good result there. Bottas fourth all the way back up to eighth. Kvyat 9th and Norris in 10th. We were so close in the end to grabbing a point. Bit of a shame, but never mind. Perez, incidentally, finished way down in 19th place, so not entirely sure what was going on with him today. His pace seemed well off in the race, and, well, only George Russell and the two retirees finishing behind him, Giovinazzi and Lance Stroll. In the championship, we have dropped out of the top 10, and we're still in 5th in the Constructors' Championship. So hopefully we'll be able to get some more points next time out in Zandvoort, where of course we had that very special race last year, probably my favourite episode of Season 1, where we qualified second on the grid due to changeable conditions, and well, we finished 8th in the end there. What a fantastic race it was as well, and hopefully it'll be fun next time out. So if you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Really does help out, it means a lot as well. Subscribe to the channel for daily F1 2020 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.